Today we are going to be getting spooky season ready. We're gonna read some books, we're gonna do some home decor, and we're just gonna overall have a really good time.
One day I feel alright. The next I'm looking for the light, for the light, for the light.
First off, I apologize if the cat walks by. She's more important than the rest of us, as you know, and I'm sorry if you can hear my kids' TV playing. Some days, that's what we need. So for this video, we are going to be doing some home decor. I would love to go really hard on the holiday season this year because the kid is 2. There's just something extra special about everything being extra special to a 2-year-old. So I'm personally very excited for the holiday season this year. I'm finally feeling like myself again postpartum. This video is going to be me getting super duper duper excited for the autumn season. I love autumn. I love Halloween. I never really enjoyed any of the holidays as a child. That just kind of happens when you have childhood trauma and you are dissociating your entire childhood. Now I'm an adult and I have control over my life and my situation. I have a family that I'm happy with, that takes care of me and that loves me and that I take care of and love. I would love to make the holiday season ultra special for my family this year. I got a budget together with my husband to decorate for the holiday season. I have already spent more than half of it, so yeah, you'll see I'm decorating. It's not completely done. I'm still in the process. September is hell month for me and my husband at work and at home in general. I didn't finish it out yet, but I will be working on it throughout the month and I'll share with you everything that I end up getting done. We'll do a tour of that in just a minute. Let's talk about the books that we're gonna read. I've been in the middle of Ocean's Echo by Everino Maxwell for several months now at minimum. I don't remember when I started this, but it was a hot minute ago. That's not embarrassing because it doesn't matter how long it takes to read a book. I'm really loving it. I'm really enjoying it, and ultimately, it sparks joy. I just lost the audiobook back to the library. My hold ran out, so I didn't have the audiobook for this, and therefore I don't have a lot of time to physical read. So I wasn't making progress through this very rapidly. I just got my audiobook in from the library yesterday for this book, so very much hoping that I can just focus on this and get it out of the way, enjoy every little second of it because it is so good. I love queer sci-fi. It's just one of my favorite genres and it always hits. It's just one of those genres where I want to read every single thing that comes out. I'm hoping that I can finish this so that I can get into spooky season reads. This is more of a summer read for me. This summer has just been a lot. Like, a lot. I know I always say that we're really busy because parenthood, in addition to working, is just busy in general. I slowed down on my reading because I was just so mentally exhausted all the time, managing everything for me and a kid who are having a lot of health issues, visits, tests, whatever you want to call it. I would like to finish this out so I could get into spooky books for the spooky season. That's the update. Let's get into the vlogging. I'm very excited and there's going to be a lot of good vibes. Okay, so now you've seen kind of what we have going at the end of last weekend. Last weekend, the kiddo went to her grandparents' house for Labor Day Monday, so it was a long weekend. So Dada and I started decorating on Monday, Labor Day. That's what I was able to get done in just a day. I put another order in at Joann's for a wreath for the kind of weird sized wall above the kids' kitchen right here. I need to make another one of those circle cloth things for the wall here. That's the plan. Nana came by this morning and we went to the playground. We're probably gonna go again tonight with some friends because I need to exhaust this child. She's been needy. Has a lot of energy today. So yeah, I need to work tonight. I was supposed to work today, but this kid will not let me do a single thing. Not a single thing. She keeps trying to get my attention and she has a lot of energy, so she's running and screaming. I turned the TV on so that I could get this video started and it's been working so far, but I know she's going to need to get her energy out at some point. It is currently 95 degrees, so I'm hoping it gets a little cooler by 6 o'clock and we can go out. It's 3:30 now, which means I have like 2.5 hours left. I think I'm gonna go play with her. That'll be fun, and I can always work tonight. That's the update. I will update you when I have more. I think I'm going to go turn off the TV and play with the kiddo, and then I'll do some reading, and then I'll make dinner. I have no idea what dinner will be though. Hello my beauties. So I have been trying to get work done this week and it has not been super successful. It is Friday, September 8th, and I am going to definitely have to work this weekend. I have not been able to get basically any reading done recently because of how much work I've been doing. I really want to do some reading this weekend, but you know, work comes first in this case because once this giant event that happens later in September is done, it's done and I can finally breathe again. The whole office is taking a week off after this horrible event that has consumed our every waking and sleeping thought. I slammed out some work. I let the kid whine in her room for a few minutes. She was safe. She didn't die. She wasn't crying. She was just being frustrated. And you know what? She's been playing quietly for 20 minutes since then. She whined for a few minutes and then she realized that's not working. Look at all these toys, and then started playing with her toys for quiet time. So take what I can get. Would have preferred a nap. A win is a win. I got one of my smaller tasks out of the way, an accomplishment in itself. I don't need to accomplish something massive in order to have made progress. Waiting to hear back from a supervisor about the task that I just completed so that I can therefore replicate that task onto other things, because I have, I think, 6 of them to make. Simple tasks, but I just need approval so that I don't waste my time making 6 of them and then I have to redo all of them at some point. Start with one, get it approved, and then copy it to the rest for the formatting. I have been coughing like a smoker today because of the pollution in the air. A new kids playground opened up next to our house and the kid loves it, so we've been taking her once, even twice a day for the last few days. So I'm just standing there under a bunch of trees that are flowering, and my lungs, my sinuses, they're very displeased with me. I did do like a cleanse in the shower with some water, and I did all of my treatments for that, and I'm still coughing really bad from post-nasal drip, so I'm gonna go have some tea later today. I'm going to set work down for a few minutes today and kind of just not give up, but step away from trying to accomplish something that is just too difficult with the circumstances and needs of myself and my kid. I will come back to this over the weekend. Unfortunately, I just have to work on the weekend sometimes. That's just a reality. I need to go downstairs and get the kid settled back downstairs after her quiet time. I did promise the kid a trip to the library and to Target for a cake pop, so we will likely be doing that around 4 p.m. when the library opens. Until then, I think I'm just gonna go downstairs. I'm gonna wash some dishes. I'm gonna reset our space a little bit so that I can reset myself a little bit. And then I think we're gonna go to this library, go to the Target for the cake pop, and maybe finish out the night by planning dinner. And if I have some time, maybe I'll do some reading. It's very hard for me to relax when I have such massive tasks looming over me, even if I know I'm not going to be super productive trying to do them in that moment. It's better for me to wait for an efficient moment where I can actually knock it out really quickly because it's the right moment, instead of trying to force it in the wrong moment. We're going to take a breath today. I think I'll do some journaling. Don't think I've shown off my new journal quite yet. So I think I'll do some journaling today to kind of release some negative thoughts and to document some life things. Come with me. Let's go make some tea, do some journaling, and settle this kid down before we head back out to the library and Target for a cake pop. Okay, so we went to Target and we actually have a little haul for you because it was very successful. I got this Silk dairy-free oat creamer that is maple brown sugar. Very excited to put this in my coffee to get those autumn vibes going, if you know what I mean. And then I got 2 dish towels. They came together for only like $5. They say boo with little frillies and stripes. How freaking cute. We of course got the child the Bluey set that she saw and is obsessed with, because this location, I'm not going to say it out loud because she's right there and she'll freak out. This location is her favorite right now because of the one that opened up right next to her house. So this is a big win for her. And then I got this little ghost mug because our theme this year is ghosts for decorating, because that is the child's favorite Halloween image, I guess. Last thing, $5 little pillow.
Condition
Today, Monday, has been particularly challenging. It is a season that we are going to get through this month. I don't know if the child can sense our stress or the upcoming changes, but she's having a very big feelies day, which is very difficult for me while I am menstruating and also trying to pull off the impossible of getting everything ready for a conference in terms of housework and child stuff and packing and all of that. It's been a struggle, but I've been drinking tea. I've had my coffee this morning. I woke up extra early to take a shower and spend some time alone to be productive, which was very, very needed. I feel a lot better after that. I know I would have been in a much harder place if I hadn't done that. I wanted to go over a little bit of what I'm doing for packing for this trip because I do journal every single day and I am going to be traveling with just carry-on. I use my Coraline diary and I use little stickers, and I have this pouch that has all of my pens and stickers and everything that I need in order to write in this and make it like cute, I guess. This is a lot of stuff. Let me show you the bag that I'm bringing. My laptop bag is my personal bag for travel, which once my laptop is in here, there is not a lot of space. It is very thin, so there is just a lot of issues with width. This is pretty thick on top of this, and then if I want to bring a book, it just doesn't all fit in here nicely. If I'm being honest, I don't really need this giant book for travel, so what I'm gonna try out this time is taking a travel-sized diary. I have this Compoko little Lucky Cat travel journal. It's wide-ruled, which is not my favorite, but I don't tend to write very much while I'm traveling. I just kind of write down what we did each day, and this is more than enough paper. Like, I'm not going to finish this thing. I'll probably use like 3 pages of this at most. But my plan is to use this, travel with this, write in this, and then when I get home, I will just tear out the pages and put them in here with a stapler and call it a day. I think that will help me keep things in one place, but I don't have to travel with this giant thing. For the pen issue, I do have a little pouch for pens, but I do worry that they're gonna explode in my bag while I'm at high elevation. So I'm gonna bring this box, which is just an Archer and Olive mini journal box. It's like a travel journal that was in here. This fits perfectly. Look at that. I'm gonna put some stickers in here. I'm gonna put the 3 pens that I always use, and I think this will be perfect. It's not very tall, it's not very wide, it's not very thick. I think this will be a lot better to travel with than all of this. If that makes any sense, I hope I'm making sense. Then I have my sleep mask ready to go. I use the Manta sleep face mask. I think these are just the best ever. Best sleep mask. I use this even at home, but we have 2 of them. So I'm just gonna pack this one ahead of time for me to use on the planes and also in the hotel room, because you never know. And then another thing I wanted to mention that I always bring with me on a work trip when I'm traveling at least is valerian root, because sometimes I have a very hard time calming my mind down to go to sleep, especially if the room isn't super comfortable, the bed isn't comfortable. It's just a new environment. It's always nice to have something that might help calm my mind. I also pack some tea, which I generally do. Today I need to reset my toiletry set because I used it recently when my husband was traveling, and then I got sick and I ended up having to stay with my in-laws. So I need to reset all of that, get that ready. Can't put everything in that obviously, but I at least want to get it ready. And then I'm sure you've all seen my suitcase which I have featured in a few videos now, but it'll be in my May vlog. By the time you see this, it'll already be up. This is my little tiny carry-on suitcase. It's a children's suitcase, but honestly, it's perfect for me. I'm a light packer. I try to pack very light and with intention. I don't know what book I'm gonna bring. I don't know if I'm even gonna bring a book. I think we're gonna be so unbelievably busy that it's not gonna matter. I'm not gonna get to read it. I will definitely bring Solstice, my iPad that is ebooks. I can read that on the plane. I will also bring my earbuds for audiobook listening. I actually find that audiobook listening is my preferred method of reading on a flight. But yeah, I'm hoping this child will take a nap today so that I can get some work done. I started working really early this morning, and I've just been kind of working since, but also trying to keep the kid entertained and like give her attention, but she doesn't want it, but she does. It's been a very hot and cold day. The plan today is just to stay home and get as much work done as possible. I have a meeting tomorrow that I need to prep for and get some packing done. I just put laundry away, and I have more laundry to do than the child's laundry. I will be putting together a packing list for her today as well. I don't need to pack her until last minute on Saturday, and I don't pack our stuff until Saturday late at night. I have to go deal with my child now, but I hope I have a better update for you in a few days. But I have not been reading, and that screaming is what I've been dealing with for over a week now.
Just a dream.
Hello siblings, it is September 14th. I don't know why, but I'm feeling a little shy about something that I've been working on, and I wanted to share it with you because I feel like sometimes you have to do something that's a little uncomfortable to grow. I wanted to officially announce that I am currently writing a book, not for my ghostwriting job. This is a book that is exclusively for me. I'm going to eventually put my name on it and hopefully get an agent because it's something that I think I'm ready for. I've been honing my voice through ghostwriting, and I've been working really hard as a professional in a writing field for cybersecurity for a little bit now. I feel like I'm finally not having imposter syndrome about my skill set. I have a good idea. Currently, I'm just in the storyboarding phase where I'm putting together the more fine details, like fine combing the characters out to be a lot more realistic, if that makes sense. I always had an idea of who they were, but I didn't really, in my mind, get that deep into their personalities. I just mostly knew about the story. That's because this book may heavily rely on character development. Primary focus of it is actually more plot driven, because this may come as a very big shock to some people based on what you may know about me, but I'm writing a psychological thriller. As someone who doesn't really enjoy reading thrillers myself, but enjoys writing them apparently, that is the genre I have chosen. I usually read fantasy and sci-fi, so it's a little odd that I've made this choice, but I got the idea. It's very complex, and it feels like something that I would think already exists, and it doesn't, so why not me? is kind of my theory here. My child is currently resisting bedtime. If you hear any giggles or cooing, the monitor is nearby. But yeah, I am not going to share any details about it, like specifically like character names or the story's name or anything like that, or plot points, because I don't want to spoil it. And you know, if I end up getting signed on, the publisher may not be happy with that. I'll kind of talk about the writing process every now and then in my vlogs, but ultimately it's just going to be something that I do for me, and I think that will keep it a hobby and not feel like work. I find other people's writing processes to be pretty fascinating, so I think doing some writing vlogs in the future and kind of like progress updates over the next few years would be really fun. I am pretty excited. I haven't been reading, not even a little bit. I've been writing mostly, and I think it's just because I'm in that mode. I will update you again tomorrow. Okay friends, it is September 21st and I am home from the work trip. I've been home for a day now. I got home yesterday afternoon, but I've finished some books I need to talk about. I'm eating my dinner, which is a pho noodle cup with some boiled eggs that I put in there. My little bullet journal idea ended up working out super well. This was perfect and it turned out really cute. I'm very excited to cut the pages out of this and put them in my big journal. Let's talk about the book. So the first thing that I read was On the Way to Chicago, which is where we went. I listened to the last hour of The Hatchling by Catherine Lasky. This book was probably my favorite so far, so you'll have to watch my Guardians of Gaul vlog if you're interested in my thoughts on the specific books. But I also read a different thing. On the way home, I had to fly alone. My husband is coming back tomorrow, Friday. I came back on Wednesday, which was yesterday, and I had to fly alone. So I had a lot of time to just focus. So I got to the airport early and I read Wings of Fire #4, the graphic novel series. This is The Dark Secret. Again, I think of this series, this was my favorite of them, so that's positive. I read this on Solstice, my iPad mini. Very much enjoyed this. I read some of it on my flight out there and then finished the rest of it, like 70% of it, on my flight home. And then originally I had planned to continue my read of Ocean's Echo, but I could not get my hands on the ebook in time for my second flight, so I ended up buying a book at the airport because I wanted to read something physically. I don't know why I wasn't in the mood for an audiobook, but I didn't bring the physical book of Ocean's Echo with me. I didn't bring any physical books on this trip. It was kind of strange and it made me feel weird. So I bought a book naturally. So I saw Tress of the Emerald Sea in a bookstore in the airport that I went to in the morning for my first flight home. I mean, I had to buy it. There was only one. This isn't the like most beautiful edition, but I thought it was beautiful personally. I'll put some pictures up of me reading it on the plane. I did take a few pictures on my trip. I got about 25% of the way through this on my first flight, but honestly, I had been awake since 2 in the morning. I started falling asleep on the plane, which I usually don't sleep on planes, but I did fall asleep reading this, and I only slept for like 20 minutes, but after I woke up, my brain was mushy. I read 25% of this. It is super good. This is my first Brandon Sanderson book, but I am super excited. I'm very much enjoying the fairy tale kind of language going on. It has a very fairy tale feeling. It gives me Finna vibes in a way, but it also gives me Starless Sea vibes, which is strange. They're not exactly alike, but just the storytelling method has the same tone. Very much enjoying this. Going to continue on, even though I had other books to read. Sometimes when you travel, this happens, and a book calls, I answer. I'm sorry, it's the airport's fault for having this book. It's not my fault. I am so unbelievably happy to be home. I was exhausted on this trip. If you are gluten sensitive in any way, if you can't eat gluten for any reason, I strongly advise against going to work conferences and specifically traveling to Illinois. I had no options anywhere we went, even if it seemed like we did. I didn't. And the work conference, their version of gluten-free was salads, and as a lettuce hater, I was pretty depresso. Luckily, I had foreseen a little bit of it and had brought protein bars and I think some like dried soybeans. Lesson learned, I should probably just go to a grocery store and buy enough food to feed myself for the entire week next time, because I kid you not, starving the entire time. I'm super grateful to be home. The child missed me for sure. I missed her greatly. I'm so happy to be home. Husband comes home tomorrow. Very excited about that. It's been a journey. I need to sleep for a week after this. I have promised myself I will not be doing any work this weekend and all of next week. Anyways, we are quarantining. I've been wearing a mask at home so that I don't breathe on the child, because naturally when there is a conference with several hundred people, statistically someone is sick. And I also flew on 4 different planes. Yeah, I'm gonna spend the next 3 days. I spent today, I'm gonna spend tomorrow and the next day masking. And when my husband gets home, we have to do it all over again tomorrow. So I'll probably be masking until Monday. Because he will have been there longer than me and seen way more people. So yeah, we're just being cautious, trying not to get our child sick and others sick, obviously. Anyways, I'm gonna go eat and work on my novel, because that's what I promised that I can give myself this week, is time to do things that are soul nourishing after I sold my soul to the devil to survive. Anyways, I'll update you when I have more reading stuff. My husband came back from his work trip and tested positive for COVID. Stay tuned for the COVID diaries. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe and stay kind, siblings. Wish me luck, I don't get COVID.